LEGO fans, and welcome back to another build. For this week's release, we're turning back to Ideas line with this Fender Stratocaster guitar, kit number 21329 at 1,074 pieces. And I have a feeling, like others from the Ideas line, this guitar will be just as home on its own as it will as part of a LEGO display. But I'll be able to evaluate that better once it's built. So, as always, let's get this box opened up, see how many bags we have inside, what we got to work with, get this build underway so you can get a closer look at this Fender Stratocaster LEGO guitar. I have many talents and skills beyond that of speed LEGO building, but unfortunately, I cannot count playing an instrument among them. I tried a few over the years, but it just wasn't for me, although I really do admire those who have the talent. But even with my musical naivety, the famousness of the Fender Stratocaster does not escape me. Although I will admit that the Princeton Reverb amp was not familiar to me, but a little googling revealed that it has quite the following. And here we have this iconic duo, which I will try to do justice to. Starting with the guitar, which I opted to build in red, but you could optionally build in black, seen here, sitting on its folding display stand, and measuring in at a good 36 centimeters or 14 inches long. Starting all the way on top, at the headstock, we've got the 6 tuning pegs, which are of course connected to the 6 strings, which run down the neck, which is nicely detailed with the nut, frets, fingerboard, and fretboard markers. And then down at the body, we've got the 3 pickups, the pickup switch, whammy bar, tone and volume knobs, and the input jack. And then the strap is done in a nice printed textile, with a nice blend of Fender and LEGO imagery. Around the back, there's not too much to see except for one little Fender plate. And now to the amp, which I find to be very nicely detailed, and has more features than is initially apparent. Starting in front, the mesh covering over the speaker makes up most of the face. Off in the top left corner, we've got the little Fender logo on a little jaunty angle. Just above are the 2 instrument plugs. Just to the right of that are the dials for volume, treble, bass, reverb, speed, and intensity. And then off on the far right side is a little power light. Swinging around to the back and going from left to right across the top, first thing we have, a little recess section to represent the power connector, serial number of the unit, power switch, a pair of parallel speaker outputs, one of them being connected to the speaker in the amp itself, the other one waiting for future expansion, foot switch connector, and the white and red reverb output wires, which, if you pull off the 2 panels in the back, you can trace all the way down to where it connected at the bottom, which also allows you to get a better look at the back of the speaker, and the transistor tubes, and some other electrical components, which are wired up to this other section that's going to be exposed by removing the top panel, where there's all kinds of stuff going on, which I am really unfamiliar with, so I'm not really going to comment on, but I'm sure to anyone who's familiar with this amp will absolutely love this level of detail. Finally, this set also comes with one additional black tube, which you could optionally use to connect the guitar to the amp, as if it were ready to play, and a stand for the guitar, because a beauty like this should not be left sitting on the ground, which conveniently folds up so it can be stored out of the way when the guitar is in play. All this comes together really nicely to make a really quite pleasing display piece. One that, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, and that I've also come to appreciate from the Ideas line, is just as well suited in a display along with other LEGO kits as it is on its own. As to play, I think this is pretty limiting. I did pick it up, I did fake play it for a little bit, then I put it down, and that was pretty much the end of it. So, pretty low score on that front. And as to slightly more unusual, a little bit rarer parts that might be of interest, there are 4 long, flexible items of interest in this kit. There's the 6 guitar strings, the 2 black tubes, a pile of these gray connector wires, and the unique to this set, strap for the guitar itself. And then, as I opted to build the red guitar, I also have 2 little bags of LEGO left over, number 5 and number 8, all filled with black components, nothing too remarkable, but there are some nice curved and slope pieces in here. And then you also get this Legoized Fender sticker, something I think the collectors and guitar fans alike will quite appreciate. The 2 groups that I feel will best appreciate this kit. I think it goes without saying, a LEGO collector would love to have a LEGO guitar. I mean, why not? But I also feel, if you know someone who has an affinity for this particular stringed instrument, they would really appreciate this kit, even if they have no other LEGO in their home. A pretty common characteristic of the Ideas line, which is part of the reason why I feel we'll see a lot of these being given as gifts this holiday season.